Hi, my name is Baynard Bailey. I am a teacher at Carver Center for Arts and Technology. I'm taking a class called OMED 650. Our study group, our topic to present to the rest of the class is evaluation of instructional software. So for this topic, I want to talk about first a little bit about my experiences and how it's changed over time. Now, when I first started teaching, some of my first experiences with computers in the classroom, you know, you'd be lucky if you had like one computer working, and you get that working, and then you'd figure out which software you're going to use because the kids were into it and they want to do that one, and they'd be asking to use that disk. I remember a lot of experience like with the Apple IIe, the first job I had here in Baltimore. And you know, the ones that were good, I took those out, and the ones that were like too gamey or didn't work, I would take those away from the kids. And but nowadays it's a lot more complex. I teach in a business lab, so there's a great support system. There's a whole network of administrators and teachers and that are doing similar things that I'm doing, and so we all work together. So it's a different sort of situation. But also, of course, computers have exploded into our culture and into our classrooms, and people are doing a lot of things with them. So there's a lot of more steps involved in choosing software. Now, when I think about evaluating software, I think about things that I'm trying to add to my curriculum for the coming years. This year, I submitted 2 things to the committee at the county level to get in for next year. Now, I submitted them in December. I'm still waiting to hear back. I went to a meeting last week, and they said, you know, there's really nobody in charge of this process. But you know, email us again. We'll make sure that your request is still in the loop. So it turns out that in Baltimore County, to get something used on your computers at school, it has to be on the approved list. But if you ask to see the approved list, there's no approved list. You can't get a copy of it. Somebody has it somewhere, I guess, but it's not public information. It's not public domain. So if it's not in your package already, you have to make special requests. So that's what I did. I'm hoping in the years to come that it'll change. It'll be a list that everybody knows about. I mean, why should I request to use something that somebody already knows how to use or is approved for in another school, but I don't know about? Anyway, maybe in your districts it's similar or different. I'd be curious to hear about it in the forums. Now, I have a friend who teaches history. He has, you know, I said to him, instructional software, how do you evaluate it? He'd laugh at me. He says, you know, I work in a trailer. I got 35 kids in a temporary storage or temporary shelter that was made 20 years ago. It's fallen apart. I just got an internet connection this year. So his picture of the technology use in his classroom is completely different. Anyway, we picked a few articles for you. The first article I'm calling the easy article. It's called How to Evaluate Educational Software. It's very short. It sort of gives you an overview of the whole process for just short, quick, one-page article. The second article we're giving you, Educational Software Website Effectiveness Survey. This is a more clinical tool if you're a technological administrator or someone who has school-wide or district-wide responsibilities. This might be a tool that you're going to use when you're analyzing software and trying to make recommendations to a committee or a panel. And the last one is, the last article we chose, Evaluating Courseware, a Need for More Context-Bound Evaluations. Now, when you download this, don't panic because it's like 24 or 30 pages. You only have to worry about the 8 pages in the middle. It's contrasting traditional software analyses with a context-bound analysis. Just check my quick list here. We have 2 questions for the class. One is what you look for, what you think you should be looking for when you're looking at a piece of software, and the second is examines the process that you're involved in, how it is now, and how you think it should be in your district or your school or your system, whatever environment you're working in. Thanks very much for checking into our forum here.